The Wii may have been skipped over when Ubisoft released 2008's Prince of Persia, but not this year. In preparation for the theatrical release of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, Ubisoft has created a continuation of the original game that inspired the film. And the Wii version isn't a port of the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 version either. This is an original chapter in a surprisingly robust adventure that's completely unique to the Wii. The Forgotten Sands is a self-contained, standalone adventure that takes place after the events of the Sands of Time. The Wii chapter is engaging and well-written, involving the prince and a genie who he's befriended prior to the game's opening. The prince apparently has wished for a kingdom to rule and a princess to marry, but the kingdom he's offered is an ancient and cursed one, and the princess, well, she needs to be rescued.
Your kingdom is right here.
There's nothing here, Genie.
There's more to this story, and there are some pretty cool surprises and twists as it all unfolds. The Wii version was clearly taken seriously at Ubisoft. The game looks really, really good. The visuals are incredibly detailed with lush environments and spectacular lighting effects, as well as outstanding character animations and real-time cutscenes. The audio isn't a slouch either. The musical score is great, and there's some top-notch voice work.
Where are you?
Kiss the statue, and you'll see.
I hope this isn't another one of your tricks.
Ubisoft Quebec constructed a really impressive design for the Wii version of the Forgotten Sands. The game's early portion sticks to the tried and true Prince of Persia formula very well, with some great platforming and puzzle solving. The prince can still leap tall buildings and scale ledges, flip off of poles and run along walls to explore their massive structures. The game changes partway through with powers unique to the Wii version. You'll be able to conjure up spires of sand to leap up high distances, and place hooks on the wall to make pretty much any surface a grabbable ledge. And ultimately, you'll be able to save yourself from a deadly fall by casting a bubble around yourself. By the end of the game, you'll be using all three of these powers to create your own path. It's a pretty cool change to the usual Prince of Persia gameplay, and works relatively well with the Wii pointer. You can even have a friend hop in and help you. Turn on a second controller and your buddy can slow down traps and sketch out your next location. There's a heavy emphasis on combat too, but it's a little loose and plays second banana to the platforming. The fights use quick thrusts of the Wii remote and nunchuck for attacks and dodges, and you can even use the sand powers as combat moves. You can freeze enemies in place or send them flying with a quick flick of the remote. The usual Prince of Persia problems do show themselves here, so it's not all perfect. The camera sometimes has a problem showing the best view of the action, and it's an issue that gets worse the deeper in the game you get. Don't be surprised if you find yourself plunging to your death because the prince jumped towards a different ledge than the one you thought you were pointing at. Thankfully, you have unlimited lives. You're gonna need them. The camera and control issues are indeed a bummer, but the developers make up for the sloppiness with some absolutely fantastic extras to keep the action going. Not only can you unlock the full original Prince of Persia, you can also open up some really fun optional modes, like a recreation of the 2D Prince of Persia gameplay in the new engine. There's also a survival mode and a super tough speedrun challenge. Throw all that in with a story that takes at least 15 hours to get through, and you definitely get your money's worth with the Forgotten Sands. I am very impressed with the Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands on the Wii. This is not a lower quality port of the game on the other consoles. It's an original game with a great story, incredibly challenging levels and puzzles, and some excellent unlockables to discover. The game may have a few problems along the way, but I'm sure you'll have a good time with the Forgotten Sands on Wii. For my full written review, head on over to IGN.com.